Opinions on whether the new way of life that we're all experiencing is going to be here for the long term, or whether this is just going to feel like a short blip on the radar and we're all going to scramble back into our big office buildings and back to our inner city lifestyles post-COVID. I thought I'd share with you some of our thoughts around where the property market's going to go, and where also some of our lifestyle behaviour is going to go on the other side of COVID-19. Now, obviously, say this to you is in a sense that no one knows when post-COVID is really going to be, and what we do know is that there is a real shift in mindset into the way that people are behaving with property. The obvious one is the working from home, and we are seeing significant interest in people wanting to consider a sea change or a tree change. And if you look at our coastal regions in Victoria especially, the peninsula and the surf coast have become places of residence more so than just retirees and holiday makers. The markets are incredibly tight. Prices have been increasing there for a long period of time now, and there's a lot more people that were considering a commute or even working remotely, and I think that's going to increase significantly on the other side of this. The quality of the suburb we live in, which most of us have been confined to now for the last couple of months, is even more under the radar, and I'd say more than ever people are seeing the significance of school catchments, significance of the land and space around them, access to parkland as being of incredibly high importance. You also have to feel for people that have been living in a city in the last couple of months where there's just been almost zero services and entertainment happening, and often people are sacrificing space to live a life of convenience, and it's been convenient to nothing because of the shutdown. Public transport probably seems like a scary place at the moment, and I think it'll take some time before we become comfortable again getting on transport, especially in crowded places. But we do still see train station, especially those activity centre hubs, as areas of interest because they're of government interest as well. There's lots of significant investment happening around train stations, obviously the level crossing removal program in place, but also too the level of infrastructure that goes in around those train station nodes. So I think people will return to transport. It will take time. And I guess in the meantime, it's probably going to be a greater focus on arterials. Without doubt, infrastructure is always a talking point and definitely a massive influencer on property. And we see in markets like Sydney, where it's very difficult to get around, that being close to an arterial has a massive advantage and also shortens commute times and therefore increases people's interest in buying in those areas. So access to arterials is going to be definitely greater in focus for a lot of property buyers in the owner-occupier space. Domestic travel, without doubt, I think it's common knowledge now that most people are planning their holidays to Noosa and Byron Bay in WA and the coasts of South Australia on the back of the restrictions that will be holding us back from getting overseas. And I think even when they do open, a lot of people will be a little bit shy to get on a plane to other continents. So without doubt, domestically, we see a lot of demand in coastal and inland regions, and we're already seeing that with clients inquiring about whether they shift their strategies to more of a lifestyle property, not just because they can't go overseas, but I think people are more focused on their lifestyle and health and potentially working a little bit less on the other side of this. But let's see if that hangs around. On the commercial side, without doubt, essential services tenants, the value of a healthcare tenant or a supermarket tenant or anything in that health space, childcare, aged care has gone through the roof. Without doubt, we see that continuing as there is so much tenancy risk in so many other sectors at the moment. Stock levels are clearly going to rise on the back of businesses that can't survive post-stimulus. And I think without doubt we're going to see rents come down, therefore values come down. And if you are a medical or healthcare or an essential services tenant, your value is going to go up exponentially on the back of some of these trends that we're seeing.